cousins, and welcome back. I've created a series of videos in relation to creating a little bobbin wrap. In this particular episode I'm just painting and I'm making a right mess on fabric, creating a base background that I will be slicing up. So this episode, as I say, is purely the painting side of it, and in future episodes you'll see how I then slice it, I then sew it together, and then how I add embroidery to it. So don't forget, please subscribe and touch that little alarm bell to tell you when the next video is coming up, so you get to see the whole series. Hope you enjoy. Come and see me at my desk. Now I've got little glass jars, usually come with like a yoghurt I think in them. So I've got these I can use. I've got, this is like an old pizza base or something. I can put paint on here. I also like to have a palette, and in this case my palette can just be a piece of acetate. I can also print with that, so it's not wasted. So I've got a palette going on. I've got my printing base if I want to do any printing. I've got my printing block. I've got some stamps with text, because it's all to do with texture, with textures. I've got my sequin waist, again will give me some nice things. I've got an interesting stencil. So I've got some stencils with mark making on it. I've got those. I've got bubble wrap that I can make textures with. I've got, it's an old one I use for something else, but it's elastic bands on a roll, and that will give me textures. I've got a cardboard that can give me some interesting textures. I've got my paint brushes. I've got some sponge. So yeah, I'm going to crack on. So I've got no plans, just making some rough marks. If I add water to fabric paint, it will bleed, but actually I quite like that, so I'm not worried about that bleeding there. I'm starting off with some easy lines just to get me in the mood. Okie dokie. Right. Okay, I don't fancy doing some sponging. I think with the sponging I'm going to pop some paint on here. Get some of this burgundy. Some of the yellow, some of the orange. You can even draw with these actually, just do little dots. That's the Tesco's ones. Let me try out the jacquard ones. Oh, a bit more blobby. That's very blobby. Okay, so don't squeeze so much with them. I've got a brush that hasn't been washed properly, which is great because that in its own right will give us some stippling. So I can pick up that paint that splurged out a minute ago, just have a little bit of stippling going on. It's quite nice. In fact, I could do some more of that. That is really nice, building up the layers of the stippling. It's quite nice. I'm going to try the sponge. Let me get some more of that. What's nice about using a pizza base is not only are you using waste products in a useful manner, but you can actually print with it as well, and I'll show you that towards the end, because you can, the textures in the actual, it's like a form of polystyrene. It's really quite interesting. That. Okay, now I'm going to try my bit of my stencil. I'll use a sponge for that. Oh, I like that, that's really rather nice. I've got another stencil this side, I might have a bit of that. Oh, that's quite interesting. I like that too. I'm going to try the corrugated card now. Now I suspect I'm going to have to paint it. Oh no, I don't know whether to paint it or sponge it. Oh, I do have a brayer, but I don't think I'll need it. Let's have a look. Oh, look at that. Like that. Like that a lot. Okay. What other? Oh, I know. I could do with some lids. Oh, lids. Here we go. It's actually the lid that comes on the paint. Liking that. Liking that a lot actually. That's nice. That's come out well. Now I had that roller. Oh, I've also got this bubble wrap. And if I've got enough paint on there to pick any of that up. We'll see. Try. I think it might have picked some up. Yep. It's not bad. Not brilliant, it's not bad. I seem to be drawn to be using this jacquard. I do like the jacquard. Oh, I might put a bit of pink. I've not done any pink in anything yet. Oh, that's it's shaking. Okay. That's too pinky. I am liking this paint, even though it's a really, really old one. When I say old, I mean it's from the 90s. And I don't think my room in there has fared as well. No. It's gone. That's gone. With a sparkle. That's enough of that. What about just some wiggles? Might do some larger freehand circles, just loosely doing it. Not sure about those. Sometimes it's good to loosen up. Might just do some sketchy lines, different directions. Build up the layers. You could just use a brush as a tool, just to dot petally shapes. So it's all about mark making. I don't want it to be neat and tidy. Well, I'll say that. So it should come out quite neat. I'm quite liking the pink in there. I think that still goes nicely with that. It's a bit dobby, so I'm going to just make that like it's supposed to be like that. Not keen on that though. But that might be a bit I cut out, or actually I could just paint over that. A bit of solid colour. A bit of solid colour, I'm going to put something over the top of it actually. So I've got a solid colour there. Which I might print something over the top. I might grab my print. Got these clear stamps, and they are from Angela Paul, Nature's Textures. So it'll be quite nice to play with. What might look nice on there? I think that. Try that. Grab my sponge. Might not work, we'll see. Let's have a look, see. It just about fits. Okay. I think it needs to be darker. Oh, that's quite interesting. I quite like where it's splurged out because I put too much paint on. These sort of stamps aren't really designed for these clear stamps. You're supposed to use ink, but sometimes it's quite interesting effects. So that's quite actually come out quite nice. Yeah, liking that. I quite like it on a coloured background. Kind of wish now I'd painted. It's quite a dry sponge. That's quite a nice effect. Quite like that. Quite interesting, I quite like it. I like having little bits of it. Yeah, it's quite interesting. Right, I'm going to wash that. Came to wash it and then I suddenly realised there's a lot of paint on there, so I'm going to scoop that out. Wet it, but that's actually quite a lot of paint that I could drip on to my fabric and create even more marks. What a mucky pup I am. Not going to waste that though. Put but I've got a rag near me, so I'm just going to clean up. And believe it or not, that might be useful too. So, good habit to get into, clean up your stamp straight away, and you still end up with some fabric. Need to wait for that to dry now. Right, now I've got this all on here, so while I'm messy on this side, I might just use that to stamp with. So you can see the textures that you get using that. It's quite nice. Say messy. I might actually, whilst it's still wet, add some of this yellow glitter. Because I know this looks like awful, but when that dries, you'll just see the glitter. Let's dip all that in a little bit. Might be interesting, cut up into slices. It's very pink. Very pink. Right. In fact, is it too pink? Should I put a bit of yellow in this corner? This is beautiful. It layers so lovely. Okay. I can stamp and do more stenciling over that. That's the thought. I might just put that there. Bit of yellow. What other marks could I make? I kind of feel like I want to just... Oh, I know, I've got this here. I need to put some more paint on here. I am liking these, actually, using that quite a bit. This pink, I think. This is a much more like a solid colour, it's not transparent, so be aware that there are different paints out there. Some more transparent than others. I don't know to roll that in there. Just how to make a mess with Claire. This is definitely how to make a mess with Claire. I think it's a case of just dabbing it on. And going for it. There goes nothing. Oh, that's nice. It's quite better than I thought. Liking that.
that's just a toilet roll with elastic bands on. It gives me some interesting marks. Got a nice flat brush here. I think I might do some squares, I don't know. Okay. Do some more bits down here. That would really use up this sheet. The rubber stamp with textures on. I don't know if that will cope. We'll see. No, that's not brilliant. Not too keen on that one. I think it's too fine. Let me try this one. This one has dots, just dots. That was quite interesting. Like splatters. Oh, splatters, that would be quite nice. If I can do some splatters just here. Oh, here goes nothing. Get some water. Nope, that's not really doing that for me, but I will just... Nope. Let's use that brush. That's giving me some splatters. Right, so hopefully that's given you some ideas for your own background. I'm quite tempted to add some watery colour to that, just to so I hope this has given you ideas. Thank you for joining me, and hopefully you'll see some of this being turned into a new snippet roll. So if you want to join me on that, keep an eye out, subscribe, press the bell, because apparently the bell will tell you if I've uploaded recently, so don't forget to find out if I've uploaded. And I could keep doing this for ages, so bye bye for now and see you soon.